All right, let's unpack this. We're diving into the aftermath of what has been, let's be honest with you, a deeply frustrating 2025 NFL campaign for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, deeply. Yeah.
The season ended early, a Super Bowl run just didn't happen, and the air across Chief Kingdom has been thick with critique. One of the most persistent and I'd say loudest complaints we tracked all season was this feeling about the coaching staff's reluctance to really, utilize the young talent.
To trust them.
Exactly, to trust them and develop them. It often felt like they were prioritizing these, inconsistent veterans over giving reps to the future.
Right. But amidst all that frustration, and a lot of it was justified, something genuinely surprising has started to emerge. A real silver lining that's kind of shifting the whole conversation.
And that's where we're going. We are talking about the unexpected, sudden, and I think potentially immense rise of rookie cornerback Noel Williams.
That's precisely where all our sources are pointing.
Yeah.
When you synthesize the narrative and the data, the most compelling story isn't the heartbreak. It's the emergence of this young man.
A guy who spent, the first 2/3 of the season basically invisible.
I mean, stuck on the bench is putting it lightly.
No.
He was getting maybe a handful of snaps in specific packages, and then boom, he was thrown into the deep end.
And what we saw was just immense poise. Yeah.
Impressive physical talent, and a maturity level that, frankly, does not belong to a first-year player.
So here is the central, intriguing question that we are really trying to answer today. Could the brightest spark, the one genuine sign of hope in this otherwise cloudy season, be a rookie who was basically on the scout team?
A rookie who, when he finally got the stage, showed the kind of mental fortitude and skill that completely belies his experience level. It's a great question.
That is our mission. We're diving deep into Williams' journey. We're going to analyze his hard stats from these final weeks and figure out what his sudden rise means for the Chiefs moving forward.
We're focusing on grit, on growth, and that invaluable thing, poise under fire.
And we know exactly where this all starts.
We do. The transition point wasn't gradual at all. It was immediate. It was forced. It all comes down to that Thursday night clash against the Denver Broncos.
Right. Before that game, like you said, he was getting what the sources called spot duty.
Yeah, a few snaps here and there, covering a specific guy.
But in that Broncos game, because of injuries and coaching adjustments, everything just shifted. He played every single defensive snap.
Which is a massive, critical jump for any rookie, let alone one being thrown in late in the season when the pressure is all about evaluating for next year.
Let's ground this in the fan frustration for a second, because his rise really validates what Chief Kingdom was screaming about all year long.
Oh, absolutely.
The fans were just demanding, play the rookies, give them the reps, develop the future.
And you had that constant, painful tension between what the fans wanted and what the coaching staff, trying to stay competitive, felt they had to do.
Which was rely on the veterans, even as their performance was wavering.
And look, from the outside, you have to analyze the risk-reward calculus there.
Yeah.
You've got injuries, defensive inconsistency. The last thing you want is to insert an untested player into that chaos just to watch him get exposed.
Right, that could wreck his confidence.
Wreck his confidence and hurt the team. But the moment they decided they had no choice, he didn't just tread water. He excelled. He forced the narrative to change overnight.
And here's where this deep dive gets really profound, because it moves beyond just physical ability. It's the mental game. It's that aha moment that signals, a long career.
Yes.
Our sources are heavily emphasizing his emotional maturity after that Broncos game, especially when you think about how long he'd been benched.
Well, you see so many rookies finally get their shot, and they either try to do way too much and get reckless,
Or they make one mistake and just completely vanish. Their confidence is shot.
but Williams showed this rare equilibrium. And the key detail is that locker room scene after the game. Reporters surround him, he finally got his snaps, and he didn't complain. He didn't vent. He kept it totally classy.
That is such a huge data point about his character.
It is.
And we have the direct quote that really needs to be parsed, because it's so counterintuitive for a young guy who had every right to feel overlooked. He said, "They develop good players here. I'm learning every day, and I just have to keep earning my trust with the coaching staff."
If you break that down, it's not just some PR answer he was told to say.
No.
That's genuine buy-in.
Yeah.
It shows he took the coach's hesitation not as an insult, but as a challenge.
What's so fascinating is understanding why that mental steel is so rare and so crucial, especially in the secondary. The cornerback position is maybe the most psychologically taxing spot on the field.
Oh, it has to be. I mean, this league is designed to expose weakness. It's brutal. It will break rookies who can't handle the pressure, the whiplash between a big interception and getting burned for a touchdown on the very next play.
And his willingness to talk about earning trust just screams future leader. It confirms he gets the meritocratic side of pro football way faster than most of his peers. I kind of see it like watching a young engineer building something complex. There are a few inevitable smudges, a blown coverage here and there, every rookie has them, but the overall design is sound. And the attitude is the foundation.
It's a great analogy.
And speaking of attitude, his maturity actually echoes some powerful cultural themes. It's that idea of earned success, of patient work. I mean, you can even connect it to Taylor Swift's whole catalog, that theme of resilience. You know she's a Chiefs fan, so the analogy works perfectly right now.
It really does, and it connects directly to that broader cultural trend you mentioned. Williams just modeled the total antithesis of instant gratification.
Right. In a world where everyone expects to play right away.
Exactly. He showed that you can learn and earn your spot, even if you privately feel you deserve it already.
Yeah.
And that patience is why, when the opportunity finally came, he was so mentally prepared to just seize it.
And seize it, he absolutely did. Let's move now from the narrative to the cold, hard data, because this is where the story becomes truly undeniable. Our sources point immediately to the quantitative analysis from that Broncos game. Pro Football Focus, PFF, graded Noel Williams as the highest performer on the entire Chiefs squad.
The entire squad among anyone who played at least 20 snaps. That's a staggering claim for a rookie who was riding the pine all year.
And we have the specific grade. An 82.5 overall grade.
So, for context, you need to benchmark that. Cornerbacks who consistently grade in the high 80s, low 90s, they're typically all-pro candidates. For a rookie to hit 82.5 in his first full game is borderline elite.
And to really add weight to this, he wasn't just doing well in a vacuum, he was, quote, edging out even veteran safety Brian Cook, who is a very established, reliable player.
Right, so this wasn't luck. This was, as the source states, talent meeting opportunity in a big way.
But I can hear the skeptical voice out there right now asking, was this just an outlier? Maybe the Broncos offense was just bad that day.
It's a fair question. And that's why we have to dive even deeper into the specific man coverage metrics from Sports Info Solutions over the final stretch of the season. Because opposing offenses were clearly testing him.
That's the key, the targeting rate. Williams was targeted the third most in man coverage on the whole team during this stretch.
Which breaks down to 7 targets across just 21 man coverage snaps.
Let's repeat that. He was targeted on a third of his man coverage plays. That is an incredibly high concentration of pressure aimed right at the new guy.
And this is where the numbers just lock the argument down. Out of those 7 intense, concentrated targets, Williams has only allowed 2 catches.
Just 2. For measly 10 total yards.
And this is the stat that separates the good from the great 0 penalties in man coverage.
0.
When you watch the tape, it just highlights his explosive speed, his instincts, his controlled physicality. He's jamming receivers, shadowing them, and he's doing it without grabbing, without holding. He's not panicking. He is dictating the terms.
That 0 penalty stat is the non-negotiable metric. That's the difference between a potentially great shutdown corner and a guy who just extends drives for the other team with flags.
Absolutely. He's showing controlled aggression, which is incredibly rare for a rookie corner who is usually prone to those holding calls when a receiver starts to get a step on him.
It just indicates rapid learning and exceptional control.
It does.
So, let's zoom out a bit and connect these dots to the broader Chiefs' defensive future. We know the 2025 season started strong, but then injuries just started piling up.
My engine started sputtering, yeah.
We saw Chris Jones tweaking his ankle. Trent McDuffie missed crucial games with a hamstring pull. The whole secondary took hits.
And that context is vital. That chaos is the exact gap into which Noel Williams was finally inserted.
Right, and the decision to play him then, even with the playoffs out of reach, now looks like a strategically smart move.
It was absolutely about building depth for next year. It gives a young player like him invaluable high-pressure experience that he's going to carry into training camp.
And let's not forget, this is a defense that was top 5 in points allowed just a couple seasons ago.
So if Williams can truly slot in next year as a genuine high-performing weapon, imagine the boost that gives the entire unit. the flexibility it creates.
It's huge. And speaking of fits, we should probably anchor this in the Chiefs' own legacy of developing defensive backs.
You can go way back, but really the modern era is the most relevant. The ability of the current front office and coaches to identify and cultivate that raw talent in the secondary.
Who's the best comparison?
I think the most direct comparison, both in terms of stats and trajectory, has to be L'Jarius Sneed, a fourth-round pick in 2020 who became an absolute lockdown corner.
Sneed's development curve was really steep. What makes that comparison so apt for Williams, and is he maybe even ahead of that curve?
I think he might be. They both have that critical combo, raw athleticism plus a quick study mentality and, real physical toughness. But when you look at the specific performance metrics in their rookie phases, Williams is showing higher efficiency. Sneed allowed a completion percentage under 60% as a rookie, which is respectable.
Very respectable.
The sources, though, indicate that Williams, in his limited but highly concentrated snaps, is trending even better. He's giving up less than a 30% completion rate to the receivers he's covering.
That is an absurd number for any player, let alone a rookie who is being aggressively targeted.
It's an absurd number.
It suggests that the scouting department, even if they focused elsewhere early in the draft, hit an absolute home run with this later round pick.
Precisely. His